Now question two, it says consider the quadratic pattern. So we know this is a quadratic pattern in the diagram below. So we are given picture 1, picture 2, and then picture 3. Now 2.11 says how many dots would you require to draw picture 4? That's for 1 mark. Now because we know that it is a quadratic pattern, we know for a quadratic it has a constant second difference. Now let's count how many dots do we have in picture 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in picture 1, and in picture 2 we have 3, 6, 9 plus 2, which gives you 11. Now this is going to be 11, and then picture 3, this is 4, 8, 12, 16 plus 3, this is 19. Now because we know it's a quadratic, it has a second constant difference. We know that the first difference is going to be 11 minus 5, it's 6. And then 19 minus 11, it's 8. And then 8 minus 6, it's 2. And then we know it has a second constant difference, so this should be 2. And then 8 plus 2 gives you what? 10. And then 19 plus 10 gives you what? 29, which is the number of dots in picture 4. So if we answer 2.11, we should say it's 29 dots. Now 2.12, it says determine the nth term of dots in pictures in the form Tn. So it means we need to find the general formula. We need to find the values of A, B, and C. Now we need to find a Tn in the form an squared plus bn plus c. So we need the value of A, B, and C. Now we know that to find the value of A, which is step 1, we will say 2A, it's equal to the second difference. The second difference was given as what? 2. And then if we divide everything by 2, we will get A as what? 1. Now the second step is to get the value for B, and then we know to get B, we will always say 3A plus B, it's equal to term number 2 minus term number 1. Now 3 times the value of A, it's 1 plus B. Now term number 2 minus term number 1 is what? 6. This is term number 2 minus term number 1. We already have that as 6. So this is 6. And then B, it's equal to 3. Because 3 times 1 gives you 3. If you take 3 to the other side, it becomes negative. And then 6 minus 3 gives you 3. And then the last step is to find the value of C. The last step is to find the value of C. Now C, we know it's A plus B plus C, it's equal to term number 1. A is 1 plus B is what? 3 plus C. Now what is your term number 1? Term number 1 is equal to 5. This is your term number 1, which is 5. Therefore C, it's equal to 1. Because 1 plus 3 is 4. If you take it to the other side, it will become negative. 5 minus 4 gives you 1. Therefore Tn, it will be, it should be in the form an squared plus bn plus c. And then A is 1. Therefore, this is still n squared. C, it's plus 3n plus 1. So that's your Tn. Now, 2.1.3, 2.13, it says, between which two pictures will the difference between the numbers of dots be 74? Between which two pictures will the difference between the numbers of dots be 74? Now, check this out. Now, you are having 5, 11, 19, let me say also 29, and then we know this number pattern will continue. Now, between picture 1 and picture 2, so picture 1 and picture 2, the difference is what? It's 6. The first difference is 6. Between picture 3 and picture 2, the difference is 8. Between picture 4 and 3, the difference is 10. Now they want to know between which picture card will the difference be equal to 74. Between which two pictures will the difference between the numbers of dots be 74? So they want to know between which picture will the difference be equal to 74. Now, as we can see that it means we should be working with this sequence. This sequence that we are having, this is the sequence that we should be using to find between which two pictures will the difference between the numbers of dots be 74. So it means that that sequence will form an arithmetic sequence. Now, the sequence that we are having, it will be the sequence that we have, it's 6, 8, 10. And then the difference, it's going to be 2 and then 2. Now, it means then it's an arithmetic. We're working with an arithmetic sequence. Therefore, we need to say Tn a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference. Now, it means 74. The 74, it's your Tn. It's your last term. Therefore, Tn, this is going to be 74. The first term of the sequence that you are working with, it's what? It's going to be 6 plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference, which is 2. And then finally, we are going to have 74. And then this still 6 plus 2n minus 2. And then 6 minus 2 gives you 4. If you take 4 to the other side, it's going to give you 70. And then you are left with 2n. And then n is going to be 35. Therefore, it means the difference will be between term 35 and term number 36. What it means, it will be in between picture 35 and picture 36. The difference will give you 74. Now moving on to 2.2. 2.2. 2.2. 2.2. 2.2 says, given the following arithmetic sequence. So we are given the arithmetic sequence 3, 7, 11, and then also the last term, which is a 4, 8, 3. Now it says determine Tn, the nth term of the sequence in the form. Now, in order to determine the nth term, which is 2.21, we know that the difference is going to be 7 minus 3, which is equal to 4. And then Tn, it's a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference. A, it's your first term. A is your first term, which is 3 plus n minus 1. Your difference is 4 multiplied by 4. And then finally, we are going to have 3 plus 4n minus 4. And then your nth term is 4n minus 1. Now, 2.22, it says how many terms are in the sequence. Now, because we are given the last term, which is 483, it's your Tn. So because you are having Tn is equal to 4n minus 1. And then you are already given Tn, which is your last term. It means you need to know how many terms you have in that sequence. So 483, when you substitute 483 and then 4n minus 1, if you take 1 to the other side, you are going to have 482. It's equal to 4n. We divide by 4, divide by 4, n should give you, no, this should be 484, and then n should give you 121 terms. And then 2.23, it says determine the sum of the first 100 terms. We know that for an arithmetic Sn, it's equal to n over 2, and then 2a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the difference. Now, we want the sum for how many terms? 100. So S 100 is going to be equal to 100 divided by 2, and then 2 multiplied by the first term we said is 3 plus n. How many? What is the sum that we are looking for? It's 100 terms, so it's going to be 100 minus 1, and then multiply by the difference. It's the difference we had. Difference, it's 4 multiplied by 4. Multiply by 4, and then the sum for 100 terms should give you 20100. So that's the sum for 100 terms. Now 2.3, given the geometric series. Now the geometric series, and then it starts from where k it's equal to 1, and then it goes towards infinity, and x minus 1 divide by 2, close bracket, all to the power of k minus 1, and then they say the sum to infinity is equal to 2 divided by 3. Determine the value of x. Now we know the first thing that we need to do is to expand. Now when we expand, it means we need to check where should we start. We need to start from 1 towards what? Infinity. So it means where we see k, we are going to substitute a 1. That's where we are going to start. So we are going to have x into x minus 1 divided by 2, and then 1 minus 1. That's your first term. The second term is going to be x into x minus 1 divided by 2, and then 2 minus 1. And then the next one, you're going to x into x minus 1 divided by 2, and then 3 minus 1. Now we know that 1 minus 1 it should give you 0, and everything to the power 0, it's 1. So this whole thing, it should give you 1. So 1 times x, this will be equal to x, and then the next term will be x multiplied by 2 minus 1. It should give you 1. So x minus 1 divide by 2, and then this is to the power 1. And then the next step is going to be 3 minus 1. So it's going to be x into x minus 1 divided by 2 all to the power of 2. Now, like I said, if you have the first 3 terms, it's enough for you to continue and answer the question. Now, it means we need to find the value of r. We know r, it's a term 2 divided by term 1. It's also a term 3 divided by term 2. Now our term 2, it's x into x minus 1. Let me fix that. Is going to be x into x minus 1 divided by 2. And then this is going to divide term number 1. Your term number 1, it's x. It's equal to term number 3, it's x into x minus 1 divided by 2 all to the power of 2 divided by x into x minus 1 divided by 2 all to the power of 1. So in this case, the x will cancel x. You are going to be left with x minus 1 divided by 2. It's equal to, also the side x will cancel x, and then because you are working with the same base, you subtract the exponent. So it's going to be 2 minus 1. So also the side, you are going to have x minus 1 all divided by 2. So your value for r is given as x minus 1 divided by 2. Now remember, you are working with sum to infinity. Remember, this is sum to infinity. So you need to use formula for sum to infinity to solve for the value of x. So we know sum to infinity says a 1 minus r. Now we were given that the sum to infinity is equal to 2 divided by 3. Now what is our first term? Our first term is x, and then 1 minus, what is our constant ratio? X minus 1 divided by 2. X minus 1 divided by 2. And then when we simplify, let's say we have 2 over 3, it's equal to x divide by, in this case we can have let me see what we can do. So if we distribute, that negative is going to be 1 minus x over 2 plus 1 over 2. Yes, it's fine. And then finally we will have 2 over 3. 2 over 3 it's equal to x divided by 1 plus 1 over 2, it's 3 over 2 minus x over 2. And when we cross multiply, 3 will multiply x, and then this is 3x. It's equal to 2 into 3 over 2 minus x over 2. So be careful not to make a mistake. And then we'll still have 3x. It's equal to 2 times 3 over 2. It will give you 3 minus x. If you take x to the other side, we're going to have 4x. It's equal to 3. We divide by 4. Divide by 4. X is equal to 3 over 4. And then you get your full 5 marks.